Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. This is my review for Game 4 and my preview for the upcoming Game 5 tonight in the 2021 Stanley Cup Finals between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hey everybody, how you doing? So the Montreal Canadiens extended this series to Game 5 by winning Game 4. It was a 3-2 overtime, first overtime victory for Montreal, and the game-winning goal was scored by Josh Anderson, seen here farting the game-winning goal out and celebrating all at the same time. So Josh Anderson, with his second goal of the game, won this in overtime on a beautiful goal. We'll get to that. So I'm going to review that game. I'm going to preview the game coming up. And why waste any time? Let's get right into it. Before we do that, give a thumbs up if you like the video. Leave any comments you may have on the video, and your guess for the Guess the Score contest for Game 5. If you guess the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game, you could win a $10 prize directly into your bank account via Interac. Near the end of this video, I will give you my guess for that. And so let's get into from Game 4. Quick review of Game 4. It was a really good game. Well fought by Montreal. It wasn't perfect, but they played well enough to beat Tampa. They scored 3 goals, finally multiple goal game against Andrei Vasilevsky. So that was a really good thing. And going forward, that's going to be really good. So let's take a look at what happened there. So Josh Anderson opened the scoring. This was on a really nice goal, especially by Nick Suzuki. But I must say, Brett Kulak is owed a bit of credit for this goal by he kept the puck away from Tampa Bay guy in the defensive zone. He held on to the puck, a couple of nice moves to do that, to deliver the puck to Caulfield to get the play started, and then Nick Suzuki just coming in from the left side, holding on to the puck. Just a beautiful, patient play, finding Josh Anderson, rushing in with a beautiful pass, and Anderson made no mistake about it. So he opened the scoring. It was his 4th goal, like I said, from Suzuki and Caulfield. That was it for the first period scoring. Montreal it was a tale of two the tale of two cities in the first period, tale of two teams. Tampa was the better team in the beginning, totally out shooting Montreal in the first 8 minutes, 11-0. And then Montreal kind of got their legs and then ended up playing much better and getting that first goal. Period number 2 came along, and the only scoring there was Barclay Goodrow, his second goal from McDonough and Coleman, and that was at 7:20 of the second. And this came off of a really poor decision by Jeff Petrie to pass the puck up through the middle from behind the goal line, and you don't do that. And McDonough intercepted, got it over to, or it was Coleman. I think it was McDonough. Coleman got it back to McDonough. I'm not sure, but I thought I saw McDonough intercepted. Doesn't matter how it happened, but Goodrow puts the puck in the net, and that's what matters, ties it up. And that was it for the second period. Third period, Alex Romanov coming in at 8:48, like stepping onto the ice, taking a position at the point to replace Weber, who stepped off. And Evans, like almost immediately passing him the puck from down in the corner, and he just took a nice wrist shot and went in, and it was just beautiful. His first NHL playoff goal, not his first NHL goal, but playoff goal of his career, and that puts Montreal ahead again, 2-1, and it was really looking good. But then 5 minutes later, Pat Maroon gets his second goal of the game, of the series. You get your words right, Rick, of the playoffs, from Joseph and Johnson, and this was a case of Johnson stealing the puck from one of the Habs players at the blue line, finding Joseph with a pass. Joseph and Maroon coming in, Maroon down by the side of the net, and Joseph with a guy on him basically, and through a little bit of traffic, found Maroon with the puck, and he puts it in the net to tie it up and kind of take the wind out of everybody's sails. Still 6 minutes to go, but no scoring in the rest of the third period, so we go to overtime. But at the end of the third period, Weber takes a high-sticking penalty that drew blood. So that's a double minor. There's a minute to go in the third period. Montreal kills off that part of the penalty, and they go to overtime. In overtime, first 3 minutes, they are on the PK, and the PK was up to the task. Great. They were great all night. You can see 5 power plays for Tampa and no goals. And that was a key because 57 seconds later, Josh Anderson, having stolen the puck off of Yanni Gourde in the Montreal zone, rushes up the ice on the left side, using his speed and his power and his strength to get down by the net, and just able to sort of, with one hand, push the puck over to Caulfield, who's there. Caulfield takes a short shot that's saved by Vasilevsky. But the rebound comes out to the side of the net, and Anderson, with great second effort, gets over to the puck and diving kind of fires it into the net. Just a beautiful play by Anderson, and just shows the kind of drive this kid has, why they call him Power Horse. The Canadiens were outshot 34-21 in that game, but they made the most of their shots. They were 52% on the faceoff percentage to 48 for the Lightning. 0 for 5 on the power play for the Lightning. Montreal's PK was off the charts again. Montreal, with only 1 power play, did not score, and it was 36-35 in favor of Lightning for the hits. But I found Montreal's hits were more devastating, were much harder, were that hit against the boards on point by Weber, just a bunch of big hits like that. Montreal in the third period was taking no shit from them. That was it, and it was really nice to see. And if they can bring that attitude into Game 5, they're gonna be in good standing. That's for sure. So my 3 stars of this game, we'll go over that really quick, are this. I've got Caulfield as the 3rd star, 2 assists. Great. He's playing really what is the stat I saw? He, in his last 12 games, so his last 12 games, all in the playoffs, he's got 10 points. That's almost a point a game for a guy who's a rookie. Doesn't look like a rookie out on the ice. Playing fantastic. 2 assists on the night. Cole Caulfield gets my 3rd star. Carey Price gets the 2nd star. I like only because Josh Anderson was spectacular on his 2 goals, and or those 2 goals were spectacular. Price did give up 2, so I'm going to give him the 2nd star. He was great. He saved at least 2 or 3 goals. I said on the live stream, how did that stay out? So he was fantastic. 1st star, obviously, Josh Anderson, 2 goals with the overtime and the game-winning goal, or the overtime game-winning goal. Josh Anderson, we need him to come out like that more often. That would be great. Okay, now let's get into first thing. Pre-game show for tonight is at 7 p.m. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Pre-game show, check it out. Game 4 live hangout is wrong. It should say Game 5. I'm reusing this. Game 5 live hangout is at 8 o'clock. So hope to see you there. Let's get rid of that because I forgot to change the 4 to the 5. All right. So now we've got the upcoming game. So first off, I'm going to say this, or put this out. Everyone knows about Hurricane Elsa. Apparently, there is 0 chance the NHL postpones Game 5 due to the storm. When I see that, I say, well, what if there's no power, right? Because it's supposed to get hit by, I don't know if directly or indirectly, but there's going to have weather problems there. So sure, the game will go on as long as they can keep power. But apparently the game is going on, and they have 0 chance of that. That's as of this morning, or I guess late last night, because you look at the time, 16 hours ago. I just pulled that out about an hour ago. So figure that. So we'll see. I haven't heard anything to the contrary of that. Nothing. Okay, a couple of things before we get to stats. This from Grant McCagg. I got this off of Twitter. Grant McCagg is a former scout, and he has a site where a magazine where he does some of the scouting and reporting on that for the upcoming drafts and stuff like that. Caulfield has 10 points in his last dozen games. Considering that 10 of them came against Vegas and Tampa, teams that had 2 Vezina Trophy finalists. That's quite remarkable for a player, not even officially an NHL rookie. Remember that. Next season, he'll be up for the Calder. Not this year. Montreal Canadiens forward Cole Caulfield. I think Suzuki and I know where to find each other. I think we're clicking right now, playing fast, playing the right way, doing the right things, so that when we do get in the ozone, we can be successful. That's from his little press conference today we all sat in front of it. So I pulled that specifically just to say he's obviously having a good time playing with Nick Suzuki. I think they're fast becoming obviously friends, line mates, and that's what you need. You need two guys like that to get really close and bond. This is going to be great for years to come. In the end, my first combination for Caulfield was Suzuki. I did change and think that KK might be better with the passing, but in the end, that combo looks like that's going to be the one that goes forward for now, right? Who knows what the future holds, but for now, those two guys clicking, awesome. This one from Ben Sherrod about the task ahead to win 3 games, the next 3 games. Don't forget, Tampa has not lost 2 games in a row in the playoffs for the last 2 seasons. And they're 13-0 after losing in the playoffs, and Vasilevsky is 13-0 after losing. So this is a daunting task. Yeah, they're due, and let's hope that's the case, that they're due for a loss. We don't look at it as a daunting task. We have 1 game to play tonight. That's it. 1 game. I'm not reading it right. We have 1 game to play tonight, and that's what we're prepared for. Feels like a normal game day for us. So I've made this point. The way to look at how do you approach this is 1 game at a time, and then you break that game down into 1 period at a time or 1 shift at a time. It's small, compartmentalize it, and win these little and eventually you can win the game. So they're doing that too. They're not looking ahead to Game 6 at all. They're looking at 1 game today. That's the right attitude. That's what you got to do, in my opinion. What else do I have here for you? Lineup has not changed. So this is a Game 4 lineup. You can see that, but it hasn't changed. That's why I didn't pull the new one from today. Toffoli, Danault, Gallagher look better offensively. I thought that was good. I hope Toffoli can start connecting. Tonight would be great. Anderson had that big game. How about Toffoli now? He's due, and he needs one. Toffoli can do the same kind of thing that Anderson did. As far as getting 2 goals, getting the winner, he can do all that. Anderson, Suzuki, Caulfield, great offensive line. They can keep pressure on in the offensive zone. All 3 of them can score. You've got each player on that line fills a certain where Suzuki kind of checks off all the boxes. Anderson, maybe not the goal scorer and the shooter. He's got everything else. Caulfield, not really a guy that's going to win the puck very easily, but everything else. You know what I mean? So it's a real good offensive line. They check all the boxes. I expect if we're going to get some offense, these guys are going to be involved in some of it. Byron, Evans, Lehkonen, shutdown line. I thought Evans was great in the last game. He's got such energy, skates well, shorthanded. He's a threat. Byron, same thing. Lehkonen, love Lehkonen, smart, 200-foot game. Starting to get a little bit of his offense, some key offense this playoff. Love it. And Armia, Stahl, Perry, that line hasn't changed because they've been very consistent, wearing down the defense, playing solid hockey in the offensive zone, and I think that'll continue. Sherratt, Weber, they've been fantastic. They've been playing their Game 4. They were so mean, playing that mean game. They got to continue to do that. Edmondson, same thing. Petrie, not sure about with his hand, but he's got to find a way to get some of that offense, move the puck, and deliver some offense from the back end. Romanov, great first game back. And Kulak, I don't know what took so long for this pairing to be installed. Should have been from Game 1, if not Game 1 of this series, Game 2. They should have been behind there. They're there. They're not coming out for as long as this series goes now. And Carey Price, of course, in net, of course. So spent probably longer than I wanted to on that, but we're getting there. Okay, power play for Montreal, 20%, 8th in the league for the playoffs. 33.9% for Tampa, 3rd. So they're actually down from, they were, I think, at 37-7 when it started the series. So Montreal's knocked that down a good bit. Penalty kill, 91.4% for Montreal, 1st overall in the playoffs. Same thing. Tampa's knocked that down a little bit. 83.3% for Tampa, 4th. They got up just a little bit, 0.3%. They started with 83%. 49.5% in the faceoff circle for Montreal, 9th. 48% for Tampa, 11th. They did come in behind Montreal, and that stayed the same. Goals for per game, 2.43 for Montreal, 12, slightly up from but not much. 3.36, commanding 3.36 from Tampa. Second, Montreal will have to find a way to shut down that top six and stop the power play. Again, same thing. Goals against per game, 2.52 for Montreal, fourth overall in the playoffs, 2.05 for Tampa, second. Not much difference there. So they're, that's pretty even there. Last 5 games for these guys. In points, 4 points for Cole Caulfield. Kucherov, 5 points. In goals, 2 for Nick Suzuki, 3 for Kucherov. In assists, 3 for Caulfield, 3 for Braden Point, and +- +2 for Weber and a +7 for Ryan McDonough. Goaltending, Carey Price is 13-8 with a 2.34 goals against and a 9.22 save percentage and 1 shutout. And Vasilevsky, 15-7, 1.99 goals against and a 9.35 save percentage and 4 shutouts. Keep in mind this stat, Andrei Vasilevsky has 4 consecutive game shutouts in series clinching games. Tonight potentially is a series clinching game for Tampa. We got to be careful and hope that doesn't happen, and we don't get shut out here tonight. Even if they lose, I don't want to see a shutout. That'd be 5 in a row. It would be kind of an amazing stat. So there you go. That's what I got for you for this going in. Well, let's see. I got a couple other things actually. I'll give you what I wrote for. I was going to do the preview that way. I'm going to give you what I wrote for it. For Game 5, having last line change for Tampa is going to be huge. But Montreal won all through the playoffs, with the same situation when they're in the other team's rink, obviously, so far. And they've won more than a few of those games. Huge road games wins already to get here. So, maybe it's not going to be so bad that way. Shut down the top 6, smother them with hard-hitting D. Active stick work, knocking pucks away, getting in the way or intercepting passes, a good transition game, getting high-danger chances, stretch passes into breakaways, the best PK in these playoffs, opportunistic forwards, and, of course, playoff Carey Price and their no-quit attitude. That no-quit attitude is maybe one of the most important things for Montreal this playoffs and in this series. They will not quit no matter what, right down to the end. And listen, that's not to say Tampa is a quitter. They're not. They proved that in the second period of that game where they got that goal right at the end. So Montreal's got to do the same thing and be that way, and they are that way. They don't quit. And this is really important. And they believe that they should be where they are, and they're as good that they can play with the other team. They know they're not as good skill-wise, but they know that they can play with them. So you stir all that together into a big pot, and it's Montreal's recipe for success in these playoffs. Can they do the almost impossible and come back from being down 3 games to none in the Cup Finals? It's only been done once by the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs against the Detroit Red Wings. So I don't know the answer to that for sure, but I know the games have to be played on the ice, and right now Montreal is holding their own if they play to their strength. Traditionally, it's every time Montreal and Toronto have played in the playoffs, the winning team has gone on to win the Stanley Cup. The only time that this has been done, coming back from 3-0, has been done by Toronto. So my theory is Montreal wants to do the same thing and have that same record, and they are going to win this that way. That's my theory. I'm not saying it's going to happen because I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. So they can match that and then keep that tradition of if Montreal wins or Toronto wins, whoever wins their playoff series, that team goes on to win the Cup. That's one I hope does continue. All right. It's going to be tough in Game 5. Let's have no doubt about it. Tampa Bay has not lost consecutive games in the playoffs for 2 seasons. Like I said, they are 13-0 after losing a game in the last 2 seasons. Vasilevsky, same 13-0 with fantastic numbers. This is going to be hard, no doubt. Tampa Bay will be going all out to win. You've got to expect they're coming out with all guns blazing on home ice, and Montreal would love nothing more than to spoil it for them and bring it home for a Game 6. That's it. One last note, Alex Killorn out still for Game 5. He won't be in. I don't think I have anything else to add. Give a thumbs up if you like the video. Comment with your guess the score. Oh, I'm going to give my guess the score. So yeah, comment with your guess the score. Who gets the score of the contest and the first goal scorer of the contest. You could win $10 directly into your bank account. Here is my guess. Montreal 3-2, because I think 3-2, that's the most likely score Montreal is going to beat Tampa by. In my opinion, it's the most likely. Do I think it can't be anything else? Of course it could be a different score. This is the most likely score, in my opinion, for Montreal to beat Tampa. First goal, I'm giving it to Caulfield this time. He really could use a goal. Hasn't had a goal in a while, and he's been playing really good. I think he can get a goal here. So Caulfield, 3-2 Montreal. There you go. Leave your guess in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Ring that notifications bell. That'll get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge right here at Talkin' Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Stay safe out there. See you at the pregame show. Bye, everybody. Peace out. See you later.